Hello there ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? It's Alexander Hilly123 here and it's time for a new video. And today I'm going to be playing on World Cup USA 1994. That's a good cup of tea. I remember playing this on the Mega Drive back in the day. This isn't one of the worst football games I've ever played, but it's also not one of the best. It's, in my opinion at least, completely middle of the road. Kind of reminds me of Sensible Soccer in a way, obviously needless to say, not as good. It's all about the FIFA World Cup that was held in the United States in 1998. Also, got to say here, French, Spanish, Brazilian flag for Portuguese, I guess. That's, you know, they do speak Portuguese, but still, it's the Brazilian flag. And then the English language there with the American flag. You've got to love it. Yeah, we speak American, thank you. Also, one of the worst things about this game is the fact that you're expected to navigate through these. Now, maybe it's in the manual, but nevertheless, there's obviously World Cup. That's maybe options, that's training, that's 2-player. Options again? You know what I mean? It's a bit blind and it expects you to know what to do exactly. England. Oh, wait a minute, we're not in it because of that motherfucking turnip. Because of Graham Taylor, the ultimate turnip. Yeah. Who will we be? We'll be Cameroon. Get some Roger Miller up in this shit. Y'all know what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Here you go. What does that mean? Not quite sure. What does that mean? Not quite sure. I think that means play the game. What does that mean? Not quite sure. Maybe the self-explanatory for you, but for me they're not. I like this. This kind of quick result, if you will, with the shots on goal and the possession. It never makes any sense. As you see, Bolivia are only 40% of the possession, but lion's share of the shots, and they lose. It's quite bizarre, really. 50-50 possession, well, that's a close game. But then again, it's not a simulation game. We're in Nigeria. Oh, hold on, we're not Nigeria, we're Cameroon. Bloody hell, I get locked up for 20 years for saying that these days. And we're playing Sweden. We've gone heads. And of course it's tails. But the actual meat of the game, the actual content itself, the gameplay, what's it like? It's very mixed for me. And it was when I played it back in the day. Like I said, very Sensible Soccer-like. Not quite as overhead, the players are a little bit more detailed. So yeah, probably better than Sensible Soccer graphically, but everything else is probably worse than Sensible Soccer. A lot of football games back in the day, they had a lot of different angles, if you will, and not many of them you could actually change the angle. Can't change the angle on this game as far as I'm aware. But here you've got from behind one of the goals and kind of overhead as well. And as you can probably see early on, it's nearly impossible to tackle cleanly. It really is hard to tackle without giving away a foul. And that becomes highly infuriating. Because if you just back off, obviously the opposition are just going to keep the ball and eventually score a goal. Passing is quite difficult to do, to be honest with you. But then again, I find it is on a lot of these older games, to be fair. Ooh. And also, just like Sensible Soccer, I still don't know when I've got the ball what each button does. Sometimes I believe that B shoots, sometimes I believe that A shoots, sometimes I believe that C shoots. I just don't quite know. They all seem to do the same thing. Basically, if you tap the button, it's as good as a pass, but if you hammer it, it just loft wildly into the air. And as you can see, fouls are plenty. But there is some good gameplay value, I guess, in ways. But, oh, they're giving away a foul. On these old football games as well, though, the CPU also always seems superhuman to me. As do the computer goalkeepers. Playing some good stuff here, actually. I've just realised I'm Cameroon, aren't I? But I've got a white player. I've got white players playing for Cameroon. Is this some kind of joke or what? I mean, I know there's some black players playing for Sweden, but as far as I were, there, you know, a few different races and whatnot in Sweden, but in Cameroon, white people in Cameroon. I don't know. Then again, you know, got to remember the old FIFA games. I remember Les Ferdinand and Andy Cole being white on FIFA 97. So there you have it. I don't know. But nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, if you're an old football game collector, this should be in your collection. As I let a goal in. It's not one of the worst football games of all time, but it's nowhere near any of the best. It's quite playable. And that's all that I can say. And of course, World Cup USA 94 was won by Brazil over Italy. Was it Tina Turner who made a complete and utter ass of herself when she missed the open net penalty? I think it might have been. Ah, lols are plenty. Anyway, thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you soon.